I want to go ahead and introduce the head table. We got past President Bert Beavis, Commissioner Proctor, Board Member Ted Thomas, Mr. Alex Baker, who we will hear from shortly, and Commissioner Nancy Miller. So on behalf of NEBA, thank you all for coming and being our special guest today. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Ted Thomas, who's going to introduce our speaker.
Thank you, Will. It's my pleasure here this afternoon to introduce our speaker, Alex Baker. Alex is the chairman and founder of Blackwater Resources. He's from a small town in northwest Georgia. He won't tell me where it's from. I guess it's, I'm not sure why, but anyway, it's a mining town. No, it really isn't a mining town. It's a cotton mill town, and about 4,000 people that work for the mill. And he said he finally got out of there. He got out of there, went on to college, and went on and got his graduate degree from Alabama. Go Roll Tide. He's really proud this year because they got that championship. In the Wall Street Journal, in an article some years ago, described Alex and his hometown as filled with hardworking people, and I think he fits that criteria. Many of them, in addition to his mom and dad, provided Alex with the basic ethics and principles of life, which he founded his company on, and he continues to manage it to this day. 2 years after he finished his graduate work, he didn't really know what he do. He went into a chance encounter at a national retailer and a commercial flight. Alex learned that his love was really development. Having said that, it's really important to know that Blackwater team has developed 34 million square feet in 36 states, 4 countries, and currently 3.2 million additional square feet are underway in the center of Tallahassee. Please give Alex Baker a warm NEBA welcome.
Well, several folks walked up and said, we appreciate you coming out to talk today. And I told them, I used an analogy being a country boy that, you know, if you wanted to catch a possum, put some sardines out, and if you want to catch a developer, ask him to come talk about his property. That's what we love to do, and I am delighted to be here on that national championship game, Ted. Not going to bring up football, except right here. I was not for Alabama. I was neutral in the game because the head coach of Clemson, Dabo Sweeney, was my #1 leasing man for 7 years when he left the University of Alabama after giving up coaching. And Tommy Bowden called me one day and said, Alex, I want to recruit Dabo to come be my wide receiver coach. And I said, Tommy, in business, you don't have to get permission, you just steal him. and he stole him. And I have to see, I'd say about 4 years later, Dabo head coach. And we're proud of him for that reason. We were neutral. I was going to be happy anyway. Dabo is the real deal. He takes care of those boys and gives to the community. We're proud of him. And he's always got a job with us if he wants to come home. The Tallahassee Mall is now the center of Tallahassee. We started with 1 million square feet, 97 acres. We have whittled the retail portion of the property down at this time to 841,000 square feet. We entitled 1,184,000 square feet because we intend to add a future department store in the next 3 to 5 year window. The property also is entitled for 350 what we refer to as millennial apartments, young professional apartments. We see a pretty significant out-migration of the graduating college students in this town, and we think that one of the things we can give back to the community is creating an environment like they see in Atlanta or Nashville or Charlotte, where the living that they like is there, and the entertainment they like, and the shopping, and so on and so forth. Additionally, we've got 12 out paths for various business interests that we've not begun to market and won't for a couple more years. And one hotel, which we've selected the flag of the hotel but we have not yet scheduled starting, although our inclination is to maybe start it in the third quarter of this year. We have our strategy when we went into the mall. I mean, everybody in this room probably knows it was dead if you lived here, and so we bought it, recognizing that we needed to do some very bold things to turn it around. This is our fourth mall that we've renovated. This one might have been a little more dead than the other ones. And maybe we didn't realize how dead it was until we've been here for a little bit. But we pretty quickly identified the idea of adding an amphitheater to the center of the shopping center. We had been in the amphitheater business previously, a 10,000 seat, actually standing room up to 12,000 seat arena. And so we were familiar with the business. We had managed, we had the contacts in the entertainment industry, and so we took where Sports Authority was located, if you remember that, and some ancillary areas around it. And when we demolished those, we left the slabs and some of the concourses, and we built initially a 6,630 seat arena, and then thankfully the city, Nancy and others gave us great support to bring it up to 10,000 square feet. And I am so happy we did, because this week on about Friday, I gotta be careful, there's Tamarin over there, but by about Friday, we are going to announce 3 major shows. One of those shows will be a 10,000 attended facility. The other one will be around 7,500, and the third will be 6,500. And shortly, we're going to announce 12 more. And what we have found, and I got to tell you, I just got to use the word stumble. We stumbled into this. There's a void. It's 174 miles to the St. Augustine Amphitheater. It's 200 plus miles to Jacksonville. I believe it's Everbank Field. And as we started talking to the agencies, we realized that this was somewhat of an undiscovered market for national touring acts. And the routing of I-10 and I-75 not far away has shown us that we're going to be able to put one tremendous show. Next, I got Tamarin, can we go off the record, Tamarin? Leave me alone here. You can make me nervous. In April, let me just say, in April, you're going to see 2 shows back to back that will bring 17,000 people into that property in 2 days. Now, think about that. What retail property in America can say to their tenants, you got 17,000 potential shoppers rolling in here the next 48 hours. It's powerful, and that's the key to turning this property around. And I got to tell you, we've got several national retailers that are coming in as our guests for those days because they've never seen anything. Nobody's ever done a mall in the middle of a center of this size. And so I think it will be a big day for Tallahassee. I think we'll be able to reach and get tenants that we've not gotten in the past here. And we'll solidify some good locals, which is a big important aspect for us. And I think we were fortunate that we increased the arena to the size it is. Now, we've demolished. If you haven't been out there, you drive on cobblestone streets. We've announced the urban food market, which is exciting. If you haven't heard about the urban food market, it's 21,000 square feet. It's 5 restaurants, a wine store directly imported from a vineyard in Italy that has never imported to the U.S. It's the best of the best, I'm told. I'm not much of a wine aficionado, but I'm told it is. That wine store will be there, and we brought in from Italy a true Italian butcher who will be creating everything from Chianti beef to the various meats of the Italian cuisine. And so it's something, New York's got one, it's called Eatery. Atlanta's got one called Ponce Market, and they've got a lesser one called Krog, but now Tallahassee is going to have it. The shelves the 5 Italian chefs. The senior chef is Miraco Diageo. Miraco was the original senior chef at Bellagio in Las Vegas. Our fine dining chef is Alessandra. Can't remember Alessandra's last name, but it's Alessandra. Alessandra was most recently the pastry chef at the Vatican. Not bad cheesecake, Hunter Meredith. Okay, thank you. Our pizza chef is Ferrucci. At 8 years old, he began to study making pizza under his father. At 18, he received a degree called a science degree for food in Milan, and he makes an artesian pizza that it has no yeast. It takes 72 hours to create the dough and 2 minutes to cook it in a 400-degree stone oven that's on a ship on the way over from Italy right now. We hope to have it next week. And then something I'm really happy with, because I just think it's cool, we've got the grandson of the man that invented gelato. And we got a picture of Rudy, who standing beside the original gelato machine in the Alps that his great-great-granddaddy made. And I thought I knew what gelato was till I went and met with Rudy and his family, and I realized I didn't know what it was. And if you haven't had the real deal, just give it one try, and you might forget about ice cream. Rudy will be here, and he's running the gelato restaurant. So all that makes up the lineup of that. There'll be a casual dining, and I'll just say one more word about that. The concept is 500 seats. You can come in, and if Ted wants pizza and his son wants fine dining, they can order from their individual restaurants and eat together in a common dining. So no more fussing like in my family where everybody wants something different. You can go get whatever you want and in a great casual relationship. Fine dining is a fine dining atmosphere, but otherwise everything. Belk's did a $4 million renovation, just reopened in November. Sales, I think I can say this now without violating anything, sales are up significantly, maybe as much as a third from previous levels. AMC Theaters did a $9 million renovation. It's spectacular. I can't stay awake through a movie when I go in there. The recliners are so comfortable, but it's quite a place, and just achieving an incredibly high number. So anyway, the last thing, School of Art and Science is under construction. 435 students when built out over 6 years. The first class will move in September. It's on the second level of the old Dillard's building, and then we got some additional office space there. So it's a different place, a different concept, but I'll quit talking and answer questions. By the way, I want to say one thing. Y'all may not know how fortunate you are to have Aldra in this town in Cocoa. One of the first people I met, so supportive of what we were doing. And we probably stole a lot of her ideas. Aldra, I appreciate you being here, but thank you for all you did. And I want to tell you, the commission, unbelievable to us. They welcomed us with open arms. They supported everything we wanted. Does that get you in trouble? What I said? Okay. Most everything that we wanted. Helped us walk through the minefield of the sound ordinances in a successful way. We're going to be able to have a first-class show and not disturb anybody. And we appreciate all our commissioners, and Nancy, we appreciate you. So thank you.